This is Anna Harris with FitEatRest.com, personal trainer and nutrition coach. And today is the continuation of my series, Mount Rushmore, my top 4 of everything. So today it's Mount Rushmore of legs, my favorite type of muscle area to work on. So I'm going to bring you my top 4 exercises to train your legs. So let's start with a squat. I wouldn't be a trainer if I didn't love squats, right? So I'm going to start with a goblet squat. So I will use a kettlebell for this. You can also use a dumbbell or any weight you have available. Goblet squat. We're going to hold that weight kind of like a goblet in front. So to do that, you're going to push the shoulders back and down, and you're going to hold it right in front of your chest. Keep that area tight to make sure you're not letting the shoulders relax and round the back. So keep your core tight, chest lifted, legs just outside the hips. You're going to bring your butt down to the knee level by hinging and stand up. Drive into your heels and keep the chest up so your abs are always holding you up. One more. So the reason I like goblet squat is that the weight is in the front, so it's forcing you to brace harder. It also works the front of the legs in addition to the glutes. And you want to make sure when you're squatting, you're driving the knees forward to target your quads. If you go a little wider, knees out to target side glutes. Let me show you the same thing with the dumbbells. You can keep the weight side by side for what I call a suitcase squat. Down and up. Make sure chest is always lifted. You're not leaning forward too far. When you lean, you let go of that abdominal tension that's keeping you safe. All right, the next exercise in my Mount Rushmore of legs is a deadlift. I'm not going to use a regular deadlift where we pick up the weight off the floor. I'm going to use a Romanian deadlift, which is my favorite, because it teaches you to lower under tension. So with this one, I'm going to use a kettlebell first. So you're going to start in a similar way by setting your scapula down so you have that steady support at the top. You're going to brace your abs, and you're going to keep your feet hip distance apart. You're going to hinge and push your hips back as you lower the weight. Come up, squeeze the glutes to finish that muscle movement. So the key difference between a squat and a deadlift, which I know for, especially if you're new to exercise, sometimes the difference is very small. Big difference is your shins. In the squat, your knees drive out, you move forward, push the knees forward. With the deadlift, the shins are always straight, so as you're hinging, your butt is moving back, you're still bending the knee, but you're not letting those knees drive forward. The other thing you have to make sure is that you're keeping the weight close to your body, so you're engaging that whole posterior chain, the back, the hamstrings, all those great muscles that keep you strong. So you keep the weight close and you do not let it separate from the body. You don't want to do this. When you do this, you will feel the tightness in the back. You will feel it kick into lower back. So you want to make sure you're bracing, always brace under load. Keep the weight close. A little slower on the way down. And quick up, squeeze. Now make sure you're looking ahead on the floor. You don't need to arch your neck, so make sure your neck is in line with the back. Lower, and let me show you the same thing with the dumbbells. So, feet under the hips, hinging, lowering. I'll show you from the side. Hinging, Notice how my weights are just sliding down the leg. This is how you feel the most hamstring tension rather than upper back, okay? So this is a great move to use whenever you're lowering anything to the floor. You brace, you hinge, and you lower. Great way to learn to do that. So Romanian deadlift, my number 2 of leg exercises, my Mount Rushmore of legs. All right, the next exercise in my Mount Rushmore of legs is a Bulgarian split squat. I know, Romanian, Bulgarian, feels like we're in Eastern Europe, but it's a great exercise to target your quads, a great exercise to work on balance, and I love how my muscles feel after that. So pick up your weights. You can do it by loading just one muscle at a time, one side, or you can use both. So I'm going to use both for this first example. What you need is something behind you, whether you're using a bench or a step stool, you can even use a couch, it's a little bit higher, to put one of your legs on. So before you do, I'll show you from the front. Make sure your hips are facing forward. Okay, so there's none of that, no rotation. You're going to hinge just like you were in the squat. It's a split squat, remember? Hinge, lower that knee, and rise. I will show you from the side. So ball of the foot is on the weight. Hips are square. You're going to hinge and lower. Notice it's not a lunge. So both knees bent as you sit. So you want to push the front knee out as you sit. Okay, you can do the same thing on the other leg. This is a balance board, so that's an extra challenge. So hinge and lower. Notice when I'm hinging, I'm not lowering down because I'm engaging my abs. But, ooh, you're gonna feel it in that quad. So for split squats, watch the balance by keeping hips square, facing forward. Square means facing forward. Make sure that you find your balance. If I get here and I'm unstable, I can't lower. So I want to make sure that I find that stability before lowering. So that's your Bulgarian split squat. All right, my last exercise in my Mount Rushmore of legs is walking lunges. It's an exercise I like to finish my workouts with. It's a great finisher. And let me show you the anatomy of a lunge. When you lunge, let's start it from the ground. You're gonna bring your knee down, the other knee down. So this is your ideal leg position. Bottom leg 90 degree under the hip. See that angle? The front also 90 degree. So if I were to curl my toe and stand up, make sure your hips are forward, square. This is your ideal lunge. So lower. See how there's 90 degrees here and 90 degrees here? That's your lunge. So make sure that both toes are facing forward to keep the hips square. And a good lunge is a long lunge. So make sure you find, see how far that leg is back? When I started from the bottom, we don't always start. We never really start from the bottom. It's just for demonstration purposes. But I wanted to show you those 90-90 angles. So let's walk with some weights. When you're starting out, you can do it with no weights. So lunge, hips forward, lunge, and you keep going. Thanks for joining me for this Mount Rushmore of legs. I hope you get a great workout, and I will see you soon. I'm Anna Harris, personal trainer and nutrition coach, and a founder of FitEatRest.com. If you're interested in knowing more about different exercises or having a program built for you, I train online and you can reach me at FitEatRest.com. All you have to do is schedule your free consultation and we'll go from there. So for now, stay fit, eat well, and take time for yourself. And don't forget to subscribe.